What's up guys, it's TheGearChange here back with another video. And in today's video, I'm installing something pretty exciting and pretty unique for the XR4 build. Not sure if too many other cars have it, as it's a sort of uncommon 3D part that I found off a gentleman on Facebook. But right here, I've got a 3D printed air scoop. So supposedly it comes with all the bolts and all the necessary bits and pieces to pretty much bolt it onto where there's two existing holes, so it shouldn't take too long to do. I've got the little king chrome toolbox down there, so I'm sure that'll have everything I need to get the install done. So I'll unbox it and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so here is the box. I took the wrapping off prior to this just to open it and make sure everything was all good, but I haven't had an actual proper look inside just yet. So here it is, all wrapped up. Their packaging, and then here is the scoop itself. So we'll carefully put that down there. It's a little Ziploc bag, which is quite nice. Very nice finish on it as well. It's really good for a 3D print, like extremely good. He also threw in a ST key change, pretty sick. Put that on my keys. Got the little bolts right here, so that should be pretty easy to put them in. And some candy, which is pretty sick. Some candy from the Czech Republic. How cool is that? And then I've also got a little note here from the seller. So it says, "Thank you. When tightening, take it easy. Don't overdo it. Also suggest cutting about 22 centimeters off of the rubber on the bonnet for better flow. Enjoy your lower air intake temperature. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you very much." So that is awesome. So he chucked in some candy and a keychain. Pretty sick. So, got the bolts, got the scoop. Let's go pop the bonnet and get it installed. Let's pop the bonnet, open the door, put that down there, shut the door, loop around, and here. Use the little tag, pull that up. Here's the engine. Put that in there. Alright, so from what I've seen and what I believe, it's meant to go in here. So obviously you can see my fingers go underneath. So it should be able to sort of tuck up and under there with the bolts. And then I don't know if it sits in the front here. It must do. I don't know if it must go in there and just sit sort of flush. So he did say that I might have to cut some of this rubber off, which I may do, I may not do. If it sits fine and the airflow seems to be suitable, I probably won't, because I don't really want to sort of have to replace that. But if it's beneficial, I might have to. So I will see how I go. So I'll grab it now, I'll see what size the bolts are, and we'll try and sort of, yeah, measure it up and sit it on top or at the front. I believe it's gonna have to go on top, so either way, it looks like it'll fit in the groove, so we'll try our best. Ignore my fingerprints all over the scoop itself, but I thought I'd just give you guys a closer look at how good the quality is. Like, it's actually insane. I'm very impressed. So if you have an ST150 or XR4, I would definitely consider getting one of these. It looks very OEM plus too, which I absolutely love. I think once I've got it sort of bolted in and drive around, I think I'll hopefully notice some lower intake temps. Again, I'll have to try and source like a Mountain Tune airbox if I can, if there's any for sale. If not, I might actually see if I can make one up myself, or yeah, see what possibilities there are for other aftermarket solutions. But yeah, really happy with the quality of this. Okay, so I've had a look at the image for the scoop, and from the looks of it, it sort of just tucks in down like that and sits on top. Just like that. So, well, there you go. Oh, perfect. So you can feel it almost clip on, which is awesome. So that sort of clips onto that existing, I guess, air inlet for the factory airbox, as I showed you guys. And then you got these little like gold washers, which sort of just sit on the top, like so. And I've got my little king chrome tool here. We'll just put that in there and that in there. Feels like it's just spinning too much. Maybe that has to go underneath. Potentially. Or I might be missing nuts. I'll have to check. Okay, so I spoke to the maker of the scoop, and from what he told me, the factory sort of air intake system, there's meant to be sort of like 2 rivet nuts or screws that are here originally. The previous owner of this car must have taken them out. It's not a bad thing. It's not the end of the world. I do have and have found 2 little sort of nuts that spin on. So I can now get my scoop on and install it before it gets too dark. You guys can probably see how much darker it's getting now already. So we'll line that up. There we go. Alright. Let's try this one more time. There's that one. There's that one. Get my fingers underneath. We'll try and spin it in and on. I'll have to get my little Allen key underneath just to hold it and tighten it for each one, but at least now it'll sort of sit in place. So, don't know if I'll be able to actually fit my little spanner, but I'll try. Might be too hard with everything. I'll see if I can do it by hand, just by holding the nut itself and tightening it. Yeah, there you go. Can just do it by hand. Just have to hold it with my fingers pretty tightly. There we go. So, nice and tight, not too tight. He did mention not to sort of over tighten it, so there we go. There it is, all installed. So I'll try and shut the bonnet and we'll see if it sort of sits properly. If not, I might have to make a few adjustments with the rubber up the top. Alright, so there you have it. There is the air intake scoop on the little XR4. Again, huge thank you to Yerka for sending it out. I'll leave a link to his Facebook down below if you guys want to get a scoop for yourself. He also does, I think, strut tower covers and a few other 3D printed bits and pieces for the ST150 or XR4, so might have to get a few more bits and pieces for this one. In terms of upcoming content, I've got a few more bits and pieces for this from Europe, which is pretty sick. I got something that's coming that's not been on any other XR4, so I'm pretty excited to get that in the interior. I won't give away too much as to what it is, but yeah, little additions that'll make a big difference. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, as it really does help me out, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.